Does it look like I have the video yet?
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is former NASCAR driver Bill Lester. You're listening to Victory Lane Vibes.
He's gonna do it! Bubba Wallace wins in Kansas!
This is NASCAR's Chief Hype Officer, Mamba Smith, and you're listening to Victory Lane Vibes. Let's go.
Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix and is a seven-time champion of the world!
Hey everyone, I'm NASCAR driver Natalie Decker, and you're listening to Victory Lane Vibes.
Welcome to another episode of Victory Lane Vibes. We are your hosts with the mostesses. We got a full house, as you can see. Wink, wink. It's Peyton, it's Madeline, it's Jared, it's Art, it's Jared. We're here after Lobster Fest in New Hampshire. Breaking news, I have a crisp $20 sitting in my Apple Cash for somebody to create an intro video for us. Art is rude and asked me if I created the video yet, and I retorted with "Did you?" and it resulted in laughter. But however, this is a very serious offer. I'll give you $20 if you make an intro video. Please and thank you. But yeah, we're here after I don't know. I guess it was an interesting weekend. Well, let's start the show, shall we? On Sunday, what other day would it be? You know what? I'm not going to critique. On Sunday, Ryan Blaney won his
real quick.
Consecutive race.
Keep it up.
At New Hampshire Motor Speedway, vaulting him to second place in the points. How confident are you in him winning a second title this year? Madeline.
We had a Saturday race 2 weeks ago.
I'm not offering an opinion on whether Ryan's winning another championship because I'm not going to jinx anything. So I'm excusing myself from this question. It's probably Denny Hamlin, and I'm going to accept that.
That's fair. I knew you were going to say that. She was on record saying it's Denny's year. Peyton, what do you think? Does Ryan have a shot or no?
No. I mean, he has a shot, but they still don't have the consistency that you'd like to see on the mile and a half, and that's still going to make up a large number of the playoff races. I mean, the Fords have shown to excel on drafting tracks and I would say flat/short tracks. And, you go across that schedule, you've got Darlington. I don't like them in that. I'd say St. Louis, good chance. Bristol, Kansas, no. Vegas, no. Charlotte, no. Phoenix, yes. Dega, maybe. Martinsville. Because here's the thing. The top Toyota cars were still going to be in the top 10 and competitive in that race. The Chevys, not so much, but I don't like Ryan Blaney's chances to win it. He could, but I don't think he's anywhere near a favorite. So low confidence.
Jer.
I mean, never say never, I guess, but I'm not counting on it. I don't think we're going to see a late season run from him. I think I agree with Madeline. I think it's Denny Hamlin's year. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I actually am very happy with that. I don't think Blaney's going to come out and do it again. I don't see how that could play out.
I just want to say, first of all, jinxes aren't real until they happen. So I don't know where this skepticism comes from this group. I will be the one on the other side. I think he can get it done strictly for those last 4 races. I just think he's as good, if not better than Denny at all of those tracks. So I think he could actually have a shot. I mean, Phoenix, they're great there. Like we pointed out, Talladega, he's won there a lot. I know Denny's won there as well, but I mean, you could easily, the way the Toyotas run at Talladega, Denny could be on a wrecker by the end of stage 1. And then with Martinsville, like I said, he's won there in the next gen and run well there multiple times, and home stage run well there. So I think he's got a good shot. The key is that he is now second in points versus being 5th or 6th in points, right? Like he's only, a handful of points back. And if you get caught up in somebody's mess or have a penalty on pit road. I mean, how many times have we seen Denny speed on pit road at Talladega and just like ruin his day? I just feel like it's closer than I think we give credit for. And yes, I acknowledge that the Fords have been garbage all year, but Ryan Blaney has not, right? Ryan Blaney's biggest obstacle is sitting in his pit box, and it's the men that come over the wall to change the tires and fill the gas. If all of those things can hold true, I think he could get it done personally.
Well then, I don't know. I'll be more confident after Saturday. I feel like there's a lot of question marks around all the manufacturers going into this race at Daytona. Is it possible? Sure. Can Denny have a cataclysmic end to his season and yet again lose the championship? Absolutely. But I'll hold judgment until we get through this weekend. Moving on, question 2. Sunday's race started with a 1-hour rain delay before NASCAR started the race with rain tires, highlighted by Carson Hocevar trying to pass the pace car and spinning on the pace laps, and Tyler getting up in the wet stuff and spinning on lap 1, causing a 3-car traffic jam. NASCAR's decision to start the race on the wet tires was.
I think it was a bold move, only because this is a track that we've seen calamity when it comes to rain before. If folks remember, whatever it was, a couple of years back, they started out and the track was not dry, and I think 3 of the Gibbs cars wrecked out. I do like the choice. I think it's the right call, especially for the fans that are sticking around. I think that was a really well attended race. I personally thought it seemed like it was kind of dumb for them to pace around for 20 minutes, run 1 lap, and then go back into caution for another 20 minutes. But I thought it was a bold attempt. So I give them points for that.
Madeline.
I was gonna say something very similar to like what Arthur said. Just I don't know if it was like some grand perfect choice, but it was like the most exciting part of the race was like thinking about how the tires and like the wet was gonna go. The beginning of the race, people spinning was kind of the only exciting bit outside of Ryan winning at the end for me. So I think it's good for the people that are there. Why we just drive around for 20 minutes under a caution just to not get going, and I don't know. It was fine. I think it was a fine decision. It was an attempt to do something, which is always nice. Maybe I'm being too harsh of it. It was a little bit of a boring race for me. But
say it with your chest.
Who's going, Jared?
I said Peyton.
Oh,
you knocked your microphone.
You didn't. No one heard it.
Okay.
Just sit here, wait for the baton.
Yeah. Well, anywho, so I'm going to try to default. So I was at a church function, so I missed a lot of the pre-race and a lot of the hour they spent staring at each other in the rain and wondering what the heck are they doing. I don't know what sort of help they got from their TV partners, and by them I mean NASCAR, to explain, hey, here is why we cannot start. For you folks who got a chance to watch pre-race, were they explain like, hey, we can run on a damp track, but we can't do wet because of the spray? Or how did they? Okay, I'm getting some nods. Okay, I think as long as they were able to explain that, it's still going to be frustrating to the fans. But if you can at least realize like, hey, here's why we've got to wait, it at least makes it feel somewhat better. But what is frustrating is you feel like they should, if you're going to have tires with treads, you should be able to run it while it's getting drier, not wait for a dry line to form, send everyone out there, and then also tell them when they can go off of them. Everyone was clamoring for them to just leave it up to the teams on when you switch off of the wet tires. Here's the thing, and I understand their reasoning for being frustrated with that. I find it frustrating as well. Let the teams sort of figure it out. But here's what's actually going to happen is one team in the back is going to try switching to slicks while it's still really, really wet, and then they're going to spin, and you're just going to immediately be under caution, and then everyone's going to be ready for dries anyway. I don't know if it will necessarily play out as they're hoping. The reason why it works on road courses, the reason why it works in other series is because they're not running on ovals, and you can have a local caution. Someone, some dummy runs off when it's still 6 inches of water and decides to put slicks on. They can just send themselves off to the gravel, and you can throw a yellow flag for that section, and you can still carry on with the event. On an oval, someone spins, you got to go ahead and put the kibosh on everything. So I think that's going to be probably the big motivating factor. It'll be interesting to hear what they say on Holler Talk, which is NASCAR's sort of inside the sanctioning, race day operation podcast. But I'd imagine that's going to be the most likely thing. But I applaud them for bringing them. I think it probably saved us an extra 30 minutes of sitting around and gave Carson Hocevar some practice on spinning.
Jer.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm on record on this podcast talking about how I wish they would bring the wet tires out more. I wish we'd see more of that. I wish we'd lean on that more and spend some more development on that, because I get really frustrated every other weekend getting rained out or getting a rain delay, right? Like, I think it would be really interesting to see NASCAR explore that side of things a lot more than we are. So I was excited to see the rain tires get used. Peyton, I think I agree with you a lot about, I had like similar sentiments where, you think about it, oval versus road course and the implications of that. And I think we saw those implications this weekend of, like you said, Peyton, somebody spins and it shuts the whole show down for a moment. Overall, I think it was the right move for the weekend. Like, again, I like to see us getting more use out of that. I like to see NASCAR like trying something other than just being like, well, shut it down, we'll race eventually. And that's very frustrating. But I mean, New Hampshire is not exactly like a smooth surface, and I think that contributed a lot here. You saw Tyler Reddick getting up over the seam, and I think that is what spun him. So I think there were a lot of contributing factors to that this weekend, but overall I think it was a good move. I didn't find the race particularly exciting to, like, overall, kind of like with Madeline, like it wasn't the most exciting race for me, but this was an interesting element of it that I was kind of happy to see.
I guess I missed the discourse of the wet tires, dry tires situation. I was watching the race on mute. I should do that more often. But I'm cool with the damp tires. I'm pro damp tires, as we all remember that tagline from the Martinsville race a couple years ago. Moist Martinsville. But I don't like the mandatory switching off. If I've enjoyed anything watching the other racing series that I like, is an F1, you have the choice to do what you want, and if you spin, it's your own stupid fault. And I am of the idea of, okay, mandatory wets to start, but then it's up to you to put another set of wets on or to go to the dries and try it. I don't think that we need to slow the whole field down for caution and then make everybody switch to the dries. It takes the gamesmanship out of it. These organizations pay these crew chiefs a lot of money to make decisions, and I just want some times to let them have the decision on what to do and let the cards fall where they may. So that's my only thing. Like, I'm cool with the wets. That was a great idea. The cars were hard to handle. I feel like personally, these bricks drive better on the wet tires anyway. So I had an exciting start to the race. I just didn't want NASCAR to intervene and say, okay, now let's pit and put on the slicks and then have a regular race. That's my 2 cents. Toss up. What's more likely to happen this weekend at Daytona? A surprise winner elevating someone over the cut line, or the big one knocking someone out of the chase? Jer, what you think?
I mean, I think the big one knocking somebody out of the chase is probably more likely than, I think, a surprise winner throwing somebody over the cut line. I think it's Daytona. it's Daytona night race. It's all things like that can provide chaos at Daytona. I don't think it's going to be a clean race. It never is. I don't think, you know, people love to come into these, obviously, especially the last race of the year, but in general, super speedways, people love to have their plans and their predictions coming into these races, and they almost never come out the way that everybody expects them to. So I think it will be quite an interesting race. I'm excited to see what happens. It'll be the first Daytona night race in a few years that I've not personally been at. So that I feel a little sad about, but it'll be a good race. It'll be interesting. I am really excited to see where Bubba Wallace finishes. I think he's not quite locked in, right? But he's also not on the line.
Technically, he's
right. He's the highest of.
He's 75 points above the cut line, and somebody needs to score 76 to knock him out.
Yeah.
The chances of that happening is slim to absolutely zero. But
right.
according to the analytics, they don't want to clinch it because you never know what could happen.
Because it's Daytona. I mean, truthfully, like so many things can shake up. But I think Bubba has a good chance next week to run well, or at least run decently to kind of come through. But that's really what I'm looking at. Like I'm really looking at Shane and Ryan Preece and seeing how that shakes out. I think that is the most interesting thing for me there. I think probably for most people that is, but generally I think it'll just be, I think it will throw some chaos. That always does. And I think that will be the more interesting story.
Madeline.
I think I'm almost always going to go with like the big one being what causes things to change. I feel like, especially lately, it kind of feels like there's a lot of drivers that just like, not even just super speedways. Carson Hocevar spun himself out without any help. So I just feel like lately it kind of does feel like if I'm going to be a betting woman, it's not a surprise driver winning that's going to change things, but someone getting knocked out because of a wreck. I don't think it's going to be Bubba. I think, like Jer said, the more exciting thing for me, honestly, I guess, I mean, it's not like Shane Van Gisbergen or Ryan Preece are going to win the championship anyways, so it does kind of feel a little bit silly to be like, oh, who's going to make it? But that is the most exciting bit, and was kind of the most exciting bit for a little bit of the race on Sunday, too, was when Shane was leading, and it looked like he could have, like, actually made, like, a bigger impact on his points than he ended up doing. But no, I'm going to go with, if anything, the big one's going to knock somebody out of the chase. Probably Shane or something. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like Preece could make a run at it. I mean, he's had some very memorable moments at these drafting tracks. Now, credit, all of them have involved tires leaving pavement, which is not an ideal scenario. But I don't know. I do feel like the RFK cars are pretty decent at drafting tracks. And I mean, Shane, he's not bad at the drafting tracks by any stretch. But again, I think to everyone's point, I think the calamity is the real mystery point here. And I think if Shane could get it through stage one, maybe make it to stage two and in stage just close to Preece, I think that would be fine. I think Bubba's locked in. I mean, I know he's not officially locked in, but I think he's fine. And who was the other guy? Oh, Cindric's. I think he's also going to make it. He's like 10 or 12 points above Shane. So I like the calamity to happen, but I could just imagine some scenario where both happen and like poor Shane or the 2 car are both out and like RFK somehow gets 3 cars in. Like that would be insane.
Bring us home, Peyton.
Yeah, I just think Brad is out of it. It's just that would just be way too far of a gap because he's at 520 points. Ryan Preece is at 555. I still think it's more likely that. So here's the thing: would Ryan Preece be a surprise winner I don't think so. He's been okay to good most of the season. The Fords are good at super speedways, and anything can happen. For I believe it's a 31 point. He needs to essentially find 31 additional points over Shane Van Gisbergen to make the playoffs. So if Shane has a bad day, gets taken out before the end of stage 1, and Ryan Preece finishes in the top 5, I mean that could easily be enough to get it there. I'd still rather be in Shane's position than Ryan Preece's, but I think overall, I would say neither are very likely scenarios. I think you're going to get a regular existing winner or someone. Yeah, I don't know who's going to be the favorite to get in just because we've got this new rules package where the cars have a little bit less horsepower, a bit less drag. The run's supposed to be bigger. So if we get a repeat of Atlanta, we actually get rid of some of this dumb track position fuel saving. You may not have a left field super surprise winner, and I think everyone goes in as it's currently situated. Bubba Wallace, pretty much, I think there's going to be like 41 cars trying to show up for 40 spots, so it's actually going to be a bigger field. So he he can't be the first car to exit because, yeah, I don't know how the points work when you've got these non-chartered cars, but anywho, he just needs to survive to the first stage and hope that Ryan Preece hasn't won that first stage, and then he can just go ahead and do whatever he wants to do. So I think it should be an entertaining race, but I think in terms of the cut line, I think a lot of that's going to be dusted pretty early in terms of having to worry about any of it. So
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting the big one. Somebody's going to get right out of the playoffs. And just to Peyton's point, that was what I was going to bring up. The new rules package, they're not going to have any practice. The first time the car is going to be on track with this is going to be during qualifying, and all hell's going to break loose. So I just think that with adding the chaos of this the cutoff race and it being 400 miles, so it's a shorter race. I just think that we might be in for a very exciting, very entertaining Cook 400. But I think that it's going to be a wreck. Somebody's wreck avoidance is going to be on zero. There's going to be some arc breaks in. A promising driver is going to be knocked out, which leads me to believe I know where I can find Bubba for at least stage 1, either leading to clinch or hiding. So we'll see what happens.
They should just have Riley start in park.
I was thinking drive. What was that? What they did for Jeff Gordon in one of the championships? It was like driving for a purpose, where Hendrick fielded an extra car because essentially Jeff Gordon need not finish last. So Hendrick went in and fielded an extra car. I think it was like driving for a cause, supposed to be going to his leukemia research. They started the car, parked it, and made sure that Jeff would at least finish not dead last. So
we're good then, because Corey can just fall on the sword because he's running Daytona.
Yeah, but they got more than 36 cars, so I don't know how that's going to work.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
We'll be okay.
Quit that critical thinking. All right, just enjoy the good idea.
It's fine.
Sorry.
We just need Travis Pastrana back. Then nobody's brand sponsors get hurt.
It's not called Victory Lane Critical Thought. It's called Victory Lane Vibes.
That's crazy. How dare you?
No, I spent a lot of time on my run today thinking about how this could go badly. So, yeah, I've looked at every single scenario that this backfires, but yeah.
I'm Mr. Doom and Gloom, since it's not Victory Lane Thoughts. Yet we're sitting here answering thought-provoking questions. You're such a hypocrite. Moving on to trucks. The trucks had their cutoff race at New Hampshire.
You're on one tonight.
And Lane Riggs enters number 1 seed with his 6. Belt to ass. 6 wins this year. Do you take Lane or the field for the truck championship? Madeline, you look perplexed. I'll let you go first.
I was genuinely trying to think of like another driver in the truck series that I thought like had a chance at the championship this year. I guess it's like
Hayden Honeycutt disrespect.
So I'm not a truck series gal. Unless Tony Bridinger's in a truck, I'm really not like. And she's in like 7 races this year, so. And I don't even think she made the field in the last one.
She got
attempted.
forcibly removed to let somebody else get a
Yeah.
guaranteed starting spot.
So, I mean, it's gonna be Lane Riggs, obviously. And if you're asking me, like, for my honest opinion, not, I feel like I'm not being like I don't have any fun. I think it could be fun if like there was an actual battle for it, but I think like it's gonna be Lane Riggs, which is fine. Seems like a fine choice, I guess, for trucks. He's done well. He's won 6 races. If who else should win, you know?
It's a fair
You
take.
want to root for Ben Rhodes?
Who?
Tough, man. Hit it with the who?
Oh man,
Peyton, what you think? Who win the trucks? Is it Lane or somebody else?
It's Lane Riggs, and it's not even close. I was just looking through. You know who's won the second most races in the truck series?
Corey Heim.
Yeah, Corey Heim. He's won 3. The next closest you've got Caden Honeycutt and Chandler Smith tied for 2 wins. So, yeah, I don't know if Corey Heim plans to run any more truck races, but if he is, you can go and pencil those in for some stolen victories. I'm just looking at this whole truck lineup. Outside of Lane Riggs and Gio, man, that series is in. And I say this every year, like, oh, I don't know who's going to come out of this series. And I'm always, every time I see the lineups again, even though I watch every Friday, I'm still just taken aback. Man, what are we doing with this series? Because it is not necessarily a hotbed. I mean, Christian Eckes, I don't know where his future is. Chandler Smith, no idea. Like that, Lane Riggs and Gio, yeah, those are going to be Saturday guys at some point, and eventually Sunday. But the rest of them, woof. And not a single ram in the postseason. Who would have thought that it'd be difficult just to put a nose on a car? You've already got crate motors that everyone else runs, and you can't manage to get any of them into the top 10 points with all that money, flair, and Americana. But anywho, yeah, Lane Riggs probably wraps it up with 2 to go.
how long is their playoff?
Like 8 races.
Is it 8 races? It's not because I know it's not the full 10.
I'm pretty sure it's 8.
I'm looking right now. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh,
Yeah, they'll do Bristol, Kansas, Charlotte, Phoenix, Talladega, Martinsville, and Homestead.
Damn, it's crazy. 7.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the question is one driver versus the field tells you that it's probably going to be the one driver, right? Just the fact that the question is brought in this way. What I find it more interesting is kind of to Payne's point, just the kind of the name recognition, or I don't want to say the talent vacuum, but I would just say, yeah, like the name recognition vacuum that the Truck Series has had the last couple of years. I haven't really thought about it until now as I'm looking at this point standings. I look at a lot of these names, and this is no disrespect, but I look at these names and I think, I don't know what you look like. Like, I honestly cannot tell you like what, like, I didn't know what Tyler Ankrum looked like until 35 seconds ago. And he looks like a Bond villain. No disrespect. But there's just a lot of names here that are just kind of names on the ticker. And I really don't know how you fix that. But yeah, that they need to do some marketing for the Truck Series or something to get show some of these guys off.
Let's get some marketing for the Truck Series that isn't just throwing Cup drivers at it. Let's start there. Like, you want these guys to, like, hang on, let me answer the question first, actually. The answer to that question is, I do think it's probably Lane Riggs, but part of my, like, affinity for the Truck Series is that just, like, weird shit can happen, and a lot can happen in 8 races. I think there is a world where Honeycutt could do it. I think there's a world where even Gio could surprise us and not win it necessarily, but I think there's a world where he could just flat out surprise us these next 8 races. Obviously, though, it would be a surprise if it wasn't Lane Riggs, but when it comes to marketing these guys and like getting them some recognition, I don't think the solution is just throwing a bunch of Cup guys at it every other weekend, because inevitably those guys are going to outshine the guys who race full time. Like, I think the idea is that it's getting eyes to the series, and it absolutely is, don't get me wrong. But how many people who are, coming to watch Chase Elliott for a weekend, that's the only time they tap into the truck series. Do they tap in again unless he's back in a truck? No, probably not. Like, I think there's, I'm sure, some thought of like, well, what if they're watching and they see somebody do something interesting and they remember their name? Like, that's probably not happening, to be honest. And I think we see that, but I don't know. I think it is full of some talented guys. Whether or not they have the right equipment, the right money behind them, is up for debate. But at the end of the day, I think it's a group of talented kids who probably deserve, or talented people who probably deserve a little bit more recognition than they tend to get every weekend.
It's fair. Yeah, Ford has invested millions of dollars into Front Row with their cheated up trucks. And I just think that it's the Front Row cheated up trucks that are going to win the championship. I learned Caden Honeycutt's name at Richmond when he drove away from Corey Heim. And I was like, who the fuck is this? I was like, oh, that's the other Tricon truck. Because like you never really know like who else is in their vehicles besides Corey Heim. So I learned who Caden Honeycutt was. And I just think that Front Row has been on one all season. They were on one last season, but this year they've just increased their momentum. Like I said, they have a lot of money flowing into the Front Row team right now. We'll get to that next, but Ford's doing big things in trucks, so I think it'll be an earned one from Lane. I think that it's for the good of the sport to let he's not a lifer, but to let somebody that's been hanging around getting his ass beat by Corey Heim. Corey's gone. I was looking for Lane Riggs to step up and dominate, and he's done exactly that. So it'll be deserved.
I'm surprised you said Honeycutt wasn't on your radar until you said this year. Didn't he did pretty decently last year too. He finished, I think, 3rd overall.
He don't know wheel. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. I think if we're sleeping on Honeycutt, like, you're asleep at the wheel. Like, I think more people should be focused on Honeycutt a little bit more than we are. I think that kid, like, again, talking about like marketing around it, I think Honeycutt probably deserves a lot more recognition than he's getting.
I think like going to the market, not to get us off topic, but like the marketing aspect of trucks, this is gonna sound bad. I think the problem kind of rests in that their marketable drivers aren't inherently the drivers who do well. Like Tony Breidinger is like walking at like she's going to Fashion Week and she gets all these like big sponsors and she has like all these followers on Instagram, but it's not like she's not Caden Honeycutt or Lane Riggs. Yeah. And it feels like they're not marketing the truck series, like the drivers are marketing themselves. So it's not like who else is marketable? Like, is Butterbean still in trucks? Like, he has like a weird niche fan base, but it's not like Butterbean, whatever his last name is.
Butterbean Queen.
Is like out there winning races every week. So their marketable drivers aren't their drivers that are actually winning. No offense to Lane Riggs, I'm sure he's a great guy, but I don't think I could tell you what Lane Riggs even sounds like. I could not pick Lane Riggs out of a lineup, but I could pick like drivers who aren't even doing full-time seasons in trucks out of a lineup. So it's not even just that the cup drivers are coming down and just like that's what we're banking on. It's that the only drivers that have the ability to market themselves or are trying to market themselves are the ones that are having to do it to try and get money to be in a car for like 6 weekends out of the year. While Lane Riggs just has like Front Row Motorsports money and he doesn't have to be marketable because he's good at his job. Like, he's really good at driving a race car. He doesn't need to post on Instagram, I guess.
It's weird that it's a NASCAR National Series and it kind of gets the like local short track treatment from some people, where a lot of people just really think it's like irrelevant, and the O'Reilly series is more like poised to show the next name, which like obviously that's the case, but I don't know. I mean, like, Hocevar popped from truck to cup. Like, I think that's, like, obviously, that's Hocevar and that's going the way that it is, but, like, I think there is a lot more talent in the Truck Series than we give the Truck Series credit for.
Did Connor Zilic even run a full? Did he run a truck season, or did he go straight?
I think Zilly went
He went
straight.
he went straight to O'Reilly's.
Well,
Yeah.
Xfinity at the time.
Like, have our did Jesse Love do a like? I'm trying to think of if are even like the O'Reilly guys that like have done super well recently have come
think
out of like full
Jesse
time.
Love drove trucks, didn't he?
It feels like nowadays the folks who are successful do one or the other.
That's what I was thinking.
Because like Corey Heim just did trucks and then jumped
true.
into Cup.
Carson did the same thing.
Gibbs just did Xfinity and then went to Cup. So
Yeah.
it seems like you sort of choose, but you don't necessarily do. You don't do the full progression.
He's
we're
only
not hitting
got
that
3
ladder rung.
starts. Yeah, in the Truck Series, Jesse Love. So yeah, skipped it.
It feels like you start in trucks if you don't have the money to start in O'Reilly.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. Like, it's, I think, I don't know.
Which is odd because I believe last week we were discussing how Shane Van Gisbergen was mentioning that the trucks handle a lot more like the Cup cars. So, you know, you'd figure the Hocevar and the Corey Heim methodology would be the path, but I think there's probably better competition. You sharpen your knife better if you go to the O'Reilly versus run them in the pick 'em up trucks.
Yeah, I like the thought process that that Madeline was going down. You have to. The marketable drivers need to have more seat time so they can have more name recognition with the sport. And it's just bringing up the situation with with Tony from this weekend. She had to get out of the truck because somebody else had to get in it. And it's like, damn, like she got bumped for someone else, which sucks. But you would think that with the funding that she has, she should be able to find like more competitive equipment. But I just think that this goes back to like how sort of ass backwards NASCAR is right now. Like you have to have money to have a seat, and money doesn't buy talent. But there's no other way that talented drivers can get seat time unless they have a check behind them, which sucks personally.
And it feels like we're just stuck in that vicious cycle of like nobody can get enough time to actually become good. So unless you are just like naturally gifted, like you're like Corey Heim, Connor Zilic, I guess Jesse Love maybe fits into that. Like you don't really get the chance. Like Tony Breidinger probably didn't race as much as like Connor Zilic did as a child, just like inherently from like being a girl, like background where she came from. So like these, I don't know. The Truck Series is not bringing us our superstars, I guess, is my point, and I don't know if that's something that will ever get fixed unless like they actually have opportunities for people that deserve them instead of just like our one-off cars or our like special cars that we're like battling for the seat for whatever, going to like Parker Kligerman and like when Ross Chastain wants to jump down and race in trucks, or Kyle Larson. I don't know. It's just a weird bummer. It feels like our feeder series isn't for feeding into our series anymore.
Like, I guess we don't have to hover here because the next question is really funny. But I just feel like the Truck Series had an opportunity. Like they created the rule for Kyle Busch, but then they always invited Kyle to come down and run trucks because they know that the races he participated in, like they would sell tickets, they would sell merch. He would be like the cash cow for that series. And then with his untimely passing, I just feel like that all of that's gotten sort of stuck. Like Art and I were excited for SVG to run a truck race because like SVG in a truck, that's crazy. But it's like that sometimes I feel like you need Cup drivers to come down and help boost the audience, but you shouldn't look at the Cup drivers to be your gift horse to make your series better. Like you should want to invest in your prospects and the marketability of said prospects, and and help your own series out. You got to distribute some of the wealth a little bit better down to the old trucky trucks. Ram can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? They got 5 trucks. They can't do everything. Somebody else got to step up and do something. You know what I'm saying? All right, time for comedy. Silly season has begun with Noah Gragson and Austin Hill signing extensions with their respective teams. What letter grade do you give these signings, Madeline? I'm sorry I keep asking you first, but you just look like you're just chomping at the bit to jump in. So jump in and handle it.
I think it kind of goes back to the Noah Gragson one feels a little bit nuanced in the sense that it goes back to just because you're not necessarily the best at driving, you're a bit more marketable, so you might get a seat. So if we're looking at it like from that angle, maybe we're giving letter grades a C. Maybe they'll pass. He's not really good at driving a race car, but people seem to like him quite a bit. He has his little niche fan base. Girls are having him sign their foreheads at racetracks. So a C. Austin Hill, I'm not touching that one. I don't know if that is even like F feels mean given everything.
Nah,
But
I'd let you do it. I'd let you give that.
I mean, you pretty much just gave him your grade, how you
Right.
actually feel.
I'd give
and
it
you
that.
just
Stand
wanna
on
know
that. He earned that.
I was
F.
gonna say you gotta stand on business
we'll
now.
like give him a we'll curve. It's a D.
Fine.
It feels mean. I can't give it.
What you do if you were a teacher, you'd say, "Hey, I'm going to give you an F, but if you turn in some extra credit, write an extra paper or two, we can get you to passing. We'll let you graduate. Don't worry, baby. We won't
I
let you
don't know about
graduate."
passing. I don't think a D is passing.
Listen, you're not retaking my class, buddy.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
You're
you're
gonna be
not
somebody
giving.
else's
Like, it's not
problem.
the driver's fault that they got re-signed. It's the organization. That's who you give the grade. So, to Madeline's point, they earned the F. Stand on that. F.
So a C and an F.
Yeah.
Not great. Not looking great.
Not looking too good. Needs improvement. Extra study whole time. Jer. Grades, please.
I can't answer this question in good faith.
We don't need you to. We just need you to
Answer in
answer.
bad
it.
faith, yeah.
I feel like neither of them were particularly good picks
Let's
long
go.
term.
Let's go.
I agree with Madeline that I think some marketability and some cash was funneling one of these choices in particular. And I'm just really not about that. I think that's a really poor choice for choosing your drivers. I think that's a really, really poor look considering why this driver has been given quite a bit of motion recently. I'm not about it. I think it's an ugly look. I think it's kind of gross. I think it is transparent and I fucking hate it. So I'm gonna give that one an F just on principle alone.
That's good.
I think there's probably a little bit more like validity to the Austin Hill signing, unfortunately. I think there's like slightly more like reason behind it. I'm still really not with it. I would probably get that one again, I don't think that one's quite enough because I think again there's slightly more validity behind that. I think I'm still trending at like a D or a low C though. That's where I'm at with those.
Peyton. Letter grades.
They're both F's because you know why? Because Josh Berry is sitting here balling out. When he saw, he should have started doing this before the ink was dry, before the pen was getting uncapped. But now that the ink is dry, he's had a moment to understand his situation. He's balling, and his over the year stats have in the second half have not been that bad. He's produced more top fives and more top tens than most of the field within 10 10 above him or 10 below him in terms of the overall standings. He doesn't have enough money backing him, and so he's going to be out. I don't know if he's even got a chance what he's going to look like if he goes to O'Reilly, because once again, I saw elsewhere people mention like, he could be the next Justin Allgaier. On talent-wise, yes. He doesn't have a brand. He doesn't have a huge agricultural corporation that loves him to death and wants to see him succeed. So the fact that he's not going to be in the Cup Series next year means that both of these signings are Fs. Noah Gragson, I don't know what money he brings. I don't know if Johnny Morris of Bass Pro Shop just absolutely loves him, but otherwise it seems like Rush Truck Stops, which has already been in the sport, period, is one of the other key sponsors. It doesn't necessarily feel like he's brought anyone besides, I guess, Johnny Morris. And then with Austin Hill, that's just a loyalty play because the dude's giving you a lot of time and wins in the O'Reilly series, being the best restrictor plate racer of all time in any series. And so you've got to reward them with the loyalty of putting them in a tough spot. I don't think he's cut out for it. Maybe he will make me look an absolute fool next year. I think RCR is just a mess. Like, anytime they find something, it's because they've found a loophole and then that gets closed and they seem like they're back at square one. So, yeah, both of these, neither of these say, hey, we're interested in elevating our performance. I'll give a little bit of credit to Gragson. He's performed better the past 2 weeks, but Josh Berry would still perform better. And yeah, Josh Berry would probably perform 5.5 positions better on average than both of those dudes. So yeah, it's a joke, both of these guys. I mean, congrats on them. Go get your bag. And to the teams, bring me behind the curtain so I can understand what you all are seeing, because I'm not quite seeing it in terms of, we want to win, but might be some money, has to be some money involved and loyalty.
All right.
Man, I wish I had gone first. But the nice thing about going last is that it gives you time to frantically search online for information to build your arguments. First of all, to answer the question, the well-crafted question, they're both F minuses. The ladies on the show tonight are way too nice. They F fucking minuses, 50 out of 100. Get out of here. I hear the argument that Noah has a brand. I just want to know, out of all of us who have been at a race, when's the last time you saw folks wearing Noah hats? Because I don't recall seeing a lot of Noah hats or shirts at the races I go to.
It's recycled Harvick stuff.
There's
I'm
that might be
when I
Harvick.
see puking behind the stands as a Gragson fan, I see a lot of those.
Watched with my own eyes young women who seem way too intelligent to be doing this walk up to Noah Gragson and ask that man to sign their forehead with a Sharpie.
He's got the dumb rap boy vibes.
There's a lot of love for Noah in Indianapolis. I see Gragson.
It's weird.
I don't get it. I see Gragson shirts at the truck race a lot. I see Gragson shirts at IMS just in general a lot. It's real fucking weird. I don't get it, but it's there.
Man,
That means, I'm sorry. When we talk about young women being into Noah Gragson, I don't see the appeal. Everything about him aside, I do not see the appeal. And that is the nicest thing I will say about that.
I'm taking the Noah Gragson out of it. If you are a beautiful young woman who I am sure is too intelligent for this, do not. Why are we asking these men to sign our foreheads?
In general,
stand up.
In general, some of these men are very attractive. Don't get me wrong. Some of these men.
One more TikTok of a girl who's like 22 crying because Noah Gragson signed her forehead.
Oh, honey, stand up! Like, please, like. No, just no. Like,
this is proof that the algorithm works in mysterious ways.
I swear, this is news to me.
I'm not getting any Gragson content
like that.
my stuff's too woke.
I do it by choice, yes. But yeah, those are F minuses. This is just further reaffirming that some of y'all teams don't want to win, and y'all be bullshitting when you say you care about winning. Like, you're not gonna sit up here and lie to me and tell me that Austin Hill gives you the best chance to win. Let me tell you, since I had this time before I went last, I found a series of drivers who are currently listed as free agents. Now, maybe my dad is wrong, but I think it's true. Austin Cindric is better than both of them. Michael McDowell, who I fucking hate, but I can't not lie. I have to give him credit. He's better than both of them. Daniel Suarez is better than both of them. Josh Berry, who I cannot stand, but he got his PIP and started working hard and realized he needed to hustle for a job, for his next job. I think he's better than both of them. I think he's better than both of them next year. Riley Herbst, better than both of them next year. Chandler Smith, I think is better than both of them next year. He's a free agent. So that's 5 drivers right there you could replace with either one of them. I just think you get so comfortable with some of these names and personalities. And I get the Austin Hill side of it, and he's been there a long time. But a bunch of wins at the lower series are so great, you should keep them in the lower series. That's just my stance on it. So yeah, no, they're both F minuses. They're not going to do anything. And these teams don't want to win. And look, I get it. Racing's hard. It's unfathomably hard to own a cup team. And I'm not going to pretend like I know all the ins and outs of it. Just don't come to me in a press conference and tell me you're committed to winning when you're rolling out Austin Hill and Noah Gragson as your drivers. Just don't. It ain't working. That dog don't hunt. It's not gonna fly here because you lying to me. So F minus and F minus.
Heart's too damn nice. 50 is too high. You get zeros, bro. You cheated off the homework. You get zeros. You go to principal's office. I don't agree with any of it. The fact that the owner of, or the principal owner of Front Row had the audacity to go on the podcast and make it sound endearing that Noah Gragson was a cornerstone to Front Row and he was going to do whatever he could to make sure he has a future with Front Row. Stand up. Stand up, man. It's just, you, like Art said, you don't have any will to win. Like maybe A&W want to see their car up front sometimes. Maybe Long John Silver's want to make a fishy combo for a NASCAR win. They ain't never going to see that in this lifetime, bro. Because you signed Noah Gragson. Hell, you could have got Josh Berry for the cheap. He already a Ford driver. He could have stole the notes from Penske. You could have upgraded your program next year. What you do? You signed Noah Gragson willingly without a gun to your head. I don't understand it. I don't get it. If I had $50 million right now and I had a cup team, I'm neither of those two people are last on my list. I'd rather, honestly, I put Art in the car before I sign Noah Gragson.
Hell yeah, man.
Or Austin Hill personally. That doesn't make sense to me. And then with the Austin Hill thing, like, yeah, I get it. He's been there, yada yada, blah blah. But it's some of the conversation that we had in the group chat this morning. Sometimes your career peaks at a certain level, and it takes pride for you to be really, really good at one discipline and just stay there and get your money. Like, no knock on Justin Allgaier. He tried Cup a couple times. It ain't work out. Where he been eating good at? O'Reilly's. Eating good in O'Reilly's. He getting nice money. He had some more kids. The kids eating good. Got a nice big house. Junior begged him to come back because he knows this is my cash cow. I can feed everybody else off of Justin Allgaier's success. And that's what he does. We're working on Raj getting, a full-time seat next year. That's coming, from some of the Allgaier money. But I just feel like this, you have free will in this country and you blew it on signing Austin Hill and Noah Gragson.
Art, you think we see Bennett transportation on a cup car next year?
No.
You don't think they're going to follow him along?
If we had
money?
Bennett, he'd be in it, and he's not.
So that's his key sponsor in the O'Reilly. So I wonder if that was one of the tipping factors as well that Bennett said, "Yeah, we got you."
If they got the money, then I'd like to see it. But I feel like that would be part of the announcement or the reason behind his signing. Like, I don't know what the contract was on Cheddar's or FICO or Zone or some of the other like sponsors that were signed to Kyle. But I feel like if Bennett had the money and wanted Austin Hill in a cup car, they could have done it more than just a one-off race as he did at super speedways. I feel like if that was a genuine thing, if they had money like that, RCR would have made a way to have a 3-car organization. And it didn't happen until the unfortunate passing. So I don't believe in that. I don't subscribe to that news, Peyton.
My last point I was going to make, and then we can move on, is the irony is that both of those guys are very good in the O'Reilly car.
That's what I'm saying.
Noah was really good and like a champion contender. And didn't he win like 4 in a row or something?
Yeah,
at one point,
he went zilly on him. You know what I'm saying?
I think he won 4 in a row. And Austin Hill was a champion contender, right? At Phoenix. They're pretty damn good in those cars, and they should have just stayed there. And I get the appeal of going to the higher level and trying to make it on Sundays. But yeah, I just would much rather run 5th on Saturdays than 32nd on Sundays. I don't see it.
Man. My pride won't let me do no shit like that. I'm signing 4 heads because I won 4 races in a row. I'm not signing 4 heads because I'm 32nd in points and I go fishing on TikTok. It ain't me, bro. It ain't me. Anywho, to my favorite part of the show, it's time for Lights Too Bright. My Lights Too Bright goes to the race strategist for one Lewis Hamilton. I don't understand how heartbreaking it must be to be a Ferrari fan. I'm new to this because of Lewis, but I don't understand, Jer, how you keep your immense fandom for these blockheads.
Because if you're a Ferrari fan, you've been a Ferrari fan for a long time. There's no bandwagon Ferrari situation. You just hate yourself. Sorry, continue.
No, I'm just saying that's deep because I feel like it was a flaw for this man to go to Ferrari. I was excited at first. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like every race week, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Welcome. It's hell. It fucking sucks.
Oh, man. This is a bad week for motorsports.
Thank you for joining.
Like Noah Gragson and Austin Hill got extended. Josh Berry homeless, living out of the box, trying to all of a sudden he has talent again, trying to get top 5 and top 10s, damn near wrecking Bubba to prove a point that he can still cut it out. Man, cut the shit. I should give Josh Berry my Lights Too Bright, but I think Ferrari still gets it. Ferrari still gets it. That's some shit, man. I don't like this. I don't like it one bit. And that was another thing because like Zandorf had a similar situation with the tires and the wets and the Max dying in front of his home track. It was crazy. Yeah, Ferrari gets my Lights Too Bright. Well, Art, I guess you want to.
I'll go. I know he got some fans on the show. I know he got some fans in this recording, but that 77 car, boy. Carson Hocevar should be thrown in a washing machine after this race, man. Like,
Spire's giving him bad setups.
I'm so sick of it.
They should have stole more JGR wins.
I just want to the most industrial sized washing machine. Just throw that man in there and put it on extra rinse, boy. Because when you, I like his talent. I like that he's here, but he just does some clown shit, dude. And it's just like, come on, fam. The whole, on the pace laps, all thumbs up and then spinning out. Like, bro, you look like an idiot, man. Like, it's embarrassing. And then, but the worst one is causing shit with the 88 and then wrecking yourself and then being mad that you wrecked yourself. Now, I remember a quote that I always see on the YouTube compilations that said the first rule of racing is to learn how to wreck somebody without wrecking yourself. Now, I hear that quote all the time. And then he just goes and spins himself off of Connor's nose and then gets pissy about it. Like, fam, you did it. You turned the wheel. It's a straightaway, and you veer to the left. Who's to blame, Mr. Hocevar? I ask you. Yeah, man, he spun out at least 3 or 4 times, and for a guy who we were saying is a dark horse to win the championship 2 months ago, he's really cooled off, and now I got to see tweets about them blaming the lady in his life, man. Like, y'all got to stand up, man. Y'all got to do better than this. I don't know who has the most pressure in this playoffs. I'm not saying Hocevar does. I think Denny does. But, man, the fall off the last 6 months last 6 weeks has been really brutal for that team. He needs to get together quick, fast, and in a hurry. Lights Too Bright.
I think stand up's going to be the episode name this week. Really funny. Why is it called stand up? Are they telling jokes? Madeline, your light's too bright.
At the beginning of the race, I was watching Chase Elliott's in-car camera on HBO Max, as one does, and he was like on the radio, like, "Wow, this is gonna be so good."
Oh no.
Oh.
And
I didn't hear that.
I don't know, y'all. I don't think it went good for him. My light's too bright, as it should go basically every week at this point, is to the 9 team. This week specifically for putting his tires on fucking backwards. Put his tires on the wrong side. How that even happens. Like, how? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, Chase Elliott is like not at fault for how some of his races end, but man, I'm so tired of his fucking crew. So my light's too bright is the 9 crew and Alan Gustafson, because you know what? It is your fault this week. I defend you a lot. They're crazy. They're weird. They're insane. But man, you're making it hard. My light's too bright. It's the 9 crew.
Who has a worse crew, the 9 or the 12?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, the 12.
Well,
Probably
the
12
can overcome it, though. So it doesn't matter, because Chase doesn't seem like he can overcome it.
Fair enough.
Jer.
My light's too bright was the New Hampshire Speedway posting weird shit about Carson Hocevar repeatedly throughout the weekend. They posted a very normal video of him and his girlfriend during the anthem and pre-race ceremonies, and just said, "I feel like we're interrupting something." I'm like, fucking what? What are you interrupting? A dude standing next to a woman when the anthem is being sung? That's crazy. That's
They
so,
also posted
like,
one that said, "Just kiss already."
and it was just a photo of it. It's just a photo. Like, they were just there. They were just existing. And it said, "Just kiss already," with eye roll emojis. And I think we're all being real weird and real parasocial. And I think that I was going to say that social media admin, it's probably not a social media team for that racetrack. It's probably just a person that works for the track. And I think they should have the keys to the account taken away, or at least a little slap on the wrist that says, "Hey, don't fucking do that. That was real weird." Like, really weird, real uncomfortable. Light's too bright.
There's a reason why the people that you see have credentials to our Twitter account for situations like that. For shit like that. I wasn't aware of that, but that's kind of cringe.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, it was the fact that it was like, yeah, the "just kiss already" tweet came up first, and then it was the "I feel like we're interrupting something." And I'm like, that's a lot of energy towards a situation that is energyless.
It just kind of feels like this is like everybody's first time
Seeing a driver
Earth.
couple.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, a 23-year-old man has a girlfriend. Like, I don't know why everybody's being so insane. Maybe it's
so
like
weird.
she's an influencer of it all, but like, I'm over it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to see them kiss. Have we considered that? Maybe I'm normal.
Have we considered that I would not like to interrupt them? Like, actually, I would like them to carry on with their business. It just feels, it's so like, this in particular was very forced, but then also like, yeah, to Madeline's point, like, it's why are we doing this? It is just a young guy that is dating a girl, and he happened to have like a lot of buzz around him this year.
Oh,
it's just so weird.
Let the record show that when I mention "Lights Too Bright" from across the Atlantic Ocean, it's like, oh, Peyton, you're not saying on time. But when old Jarrett, who hosts the show, When he goes talks about Ferrari, it's like, oh man, he knows wheel. Oh man, he's so funny and smart. And this
He
is
didn't know, we just said that he didn't know Will for not know who Kate Honeycutt was. So he took
That's
his
because he
lumps.
was watching. That's because he was busy watching F1. He's probably going to have some, heaters from the F3 race, that same weekend.
Does Apple TV broadcast that? Because I only pay for. Well, never mind.
Yeah, no, you can use your F1 F1 TV subscription for that,
Your
which
F1
is included
TV,
for
you
your
can
Apple
watch all of
TV.
it.
Anyway, man,
Sure that's super right, Pete.
God, there were so many to choose from. Like, I wish I could, 3 weeks from now, I'm just going to be calling back, well, my weekend winner is actually from 3 weeks ago in New Hampshire when these idiots did this. But I tell you what, for me, it's Dollar General. No, not Dollar General. Dollar Tree.
Oh, man.
Because they blew it out. Baby, they blew it out. They said, we're going to do a big thing. This is our 40th anniversary. We have been the number one provider of bad value to poor folks in the nation. And we help benefit and make food deserts and all of that. So we're gonna sponsor the whole race. It's gonna be the Loudon race brought to you by Dollar Tree. We're gonna renumber the 42 through the 40 because it's our 40th anniversary. We're gonna paint it in a beautiful green and gold paint scheme. We're gonna put them in the truck series too, baby. We're blown out. This is going to be Dollar Tree weekend. Tell you what, where them boys finish? In the Eric
trenches.
Jones, 33rd.
Oof.
John Hunter Nemechek, 31st.
Oof.
Spun like 6 times. In the truck series, he hit about every damn truck he could find. And guess who won? Menards. He said, save big money at Menards. You get real value at our stores. Come on. It doesn't get any worse than that. I know Dollar General is now the same umbrella, but I couldn't think of another retail. I think that might have been the only other retail store that was running the entire weekend, just won the race at their, at their big show. So, yeah. Hope the snacks were really good in the suites for all the people you brought out to that race. You didn't spend a lot of time watching your stuff unless you were watching it on the hook.
I've never seen someone so passionate about Dollar Tree.
No, it was just funny because they made all this effort and all of it just sort of went to nothing. It was just funny to me.
This is what they spent our extra quarter on when they reached
real hate.
The $1.25 tree.
Yeah, they didn't hire anyone to restock the shelves.
It's like the $5. They have like the $5 section. Yeah, it's $1 in name only at this point.
I gotta say though, my favorite Peytonism is when he says it doesn't get any worse than that. I know he's like real pissed when he says it doesn't get any worse than that.
No, now that I'm self-aware of that, I might have to move away from that.
No, lean in.
No, I know something's real when Peyton says it doesn't get any worse than that. You can't move away from it. This is an indicator.
Also, can we shout out John Hunter? John Nemechek, I'm telling you right now, buddy, you better never get caught in the elevator with me, fam, because you're going to come out lumped up, boy.
He's going to hit him like Solange?
This bum, man. You're fucking 80 laps down. You let the 12 go right by you, and then you race the 23 for 2 corners, 2 laps at the end of the race. What a fucking teammate, you bum ass. I cannot stand. Get this fucker off my TV, man. I should not see John Nemechek on Sundays, bro.
My favorite thing about John Hunter is I dare you to find me a single photo of him where he doesn't look like he's been surprised that he's taken a photo. He always looks taken off guard.
Because nobody's looking for him. That's why he's surprised.
I don't care what it is. It could be a family portrait. He looks surprised that someone is taking his photo.
He's going to be surprised, all right, bro, when he see me. Ain't going to be no photo.
That's crazy.
Hands and feet.
Kind of glad we weren't at the driver's meeting because,
bruh, man,
I had to explain.
Listen, all I'm saying is, I know what you are. I see how you race. I know what you are, John Nemechek. I know what time you're on.
That's a good segue into this weekend. I for one, personally, I want Bubba to pit with Ryan Blaney. Personally, I don't want him to pit with the Toyotas because every time the Toyotas get on pit road together, something dastardly always happens. He needs just to stay far away from a Toyota that doesn't have the 2311 logo on it. Just fuck everybody else.
It's literally just legacy. They just shit the bed every time.
Every time, man. So apparently, allegedly, as we move into this weekend, Art has some crazy idea for us to record live Sunday.
We've done this before. What do you mean?
Is it
a new concept?
It's a new concept for me because we haven't
during the race.
We haven't. Well, the race is on Saturday. Peyton, keep up.
I didn't say during the race. I just said a live episode.
Keep up, Peyton. I swear. Let me see you again sometime.
It doesn't get worse than that, bro. I just said do a live episode, not a watch along. Those are two different concepts.
Yeah, I didn't say watch along.
Well, I know that's what he said, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think
Jared made it seem like it was some earth-shattering concept.
It is when you haven't done it in a long time, but I don't think
we did it for Homestead like a year and a half ago.
I don't think I trust us enough to do like a watch-along episode. The people over at Front Stretch are very, very brave to record stuff about watching like a
no, honestly, no. Look, hang on. Hold on. A live watch-along might actually be the best television that we could possibly
I'm putting
have.
it behind a Patreon
because
no, you got to pay for that.
Because
you got to pay for that. I'm not giving you that for free.
I'm gonna ruin everybody's good time.
I'm not giving you that content for free. No, you have to pay
folks.
For that
If you think my tweets are bad, fam, you might see me in a different light after that, bro. I think that'd be a good. I think that'd be a
Art's
good
not
idea.
the saint that you think he is. Like even Madeline knows. She's like, no, don't do that.
My thing is, I don't mind my driver I don't get mad if my driver fails. I just get mad at dumb shit, fam. That's the thing that gets me. John Nemechek, you would have been called several slurs. There would have been a Wikipedia page of listing the slurs that I called you. It would have been a memorable moment because I'm so sick of you ruining the black driver's day. I hate John Nemechek. He ain't no Hunter, boy. You better do it. I did because if I get some press passes again, boy.
See, man.
Anyway, we should do a live though. Well, watch along would be a great idea. Though I support that idea. It wasn't my idea. I just said we should just do a live episode.
Maybe for Talladega, we'll do it.
I'd have to find a way to get the webcam in the kitchen because literally that's where I watch 70% of the race. So
in the kitchen,
a live episode is not a watch along. These are two different concepts. A live episode.
We'll take
is
this
just
off air, but we'll workshop.
No, we've already come this far. The people have listened. We're gonna explain it. Damn it! A live episode is just an episode that is being streamed on the socials.
We've done it before
as we're doing it. A watch along is watching the race and commenting on it live.
All right, new contest. Everyone send in your best guess, and you all can come to our house and watch the races with us. That's how it's going to be.
Absolutely.
The asterisk is that you can only come to the houses that people own on the show. So that leaves Peyton and Jared as the ones.
That's crazy.
Homeowners only. If you pay rent, you're excluded. That's it.
See, you're confusing the contest because I genuinely want somebody to pay $20 to pay somebody $20 to do this intro.
Pay $20.
I genuinely want this. And you get a shout out, and I give you a T-shirt.
You're the reason why AI is just taking over everything in terms of like because you're offering hard labor. $20
an hour is an acceptable rate. It shouldn't take you longer than 30 minutes. That's acceptable money.
So what he's actually saying is he's going to give them $10 because he just said it'll take you. He said $20 an hour.
$20 an hour is a fair rate. I'll give you $20.
It'll take you 30 minutes.
Is that a fair rate?
Bro, it takes me 30. Bro, it takes me 30 minutes to do a fucking 1 minute clip for social. You want
to quote Bonte, that sounds like a skill issue. AI does it for you. What are you editing? You just type in what you want.
So funny.
Anywho.
Pay me $20.
No, you stole my silverware. I'm not paying you anything. You owe me money. Anywho, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mammies, tell your Grammys, buy some merch, get these shorts. It's a Saturday evening race. Make sure you mark your calendars to watch the NASCARs at Daytona with the new rules package. And God help us, we'll be here Sunday for a live recording.
A live episode.
I said live recording.
Don't
What do we
look for us on Saturday.
What do we not understand? I said
together.
Sunday live episode. The race is on Saturday. Do not come to our socials. Don't look for us. You won't find us. I promise you.
The lights will be off. The doors.
I don't care if Bubba wins. The race will end up at like 1:00 in the morning because it's supposed to storm, and I'm not getting on my laptop for nobody. You'll see us Sunday.
I'm sweating. It's so funny.
Oh, wrong music. This music. Bye, y'all.
Raggedy, boy. Raggedy.
This soundboard's awesome. There's a piano. There's drums. You shouldn't give us new toys. Where's Carl when you need him?
This episode is the ultimate. You all know the meme of the dude with the pickaxe, trying to hit the diamonds. This episode is like you hit the diamonds after you've invested like 55 minutes in the show.
Yes.
Like we brought just us being idiots. Just you hit diamonds. Guess what? Your time sink was worth it.
Bye, y'all.